So far in this series, we've built a full voice AI agent in the workflow. We grabbed data from a webhook, normalized it in n8n, and booked a meeting through cal.com through the API. However, there's one more piece. It's the respond to webhook node, which we're going to build into this workflow. And the final step sends the booking data confirmation back to Retell AI, which is our agent orchestration. So the agent can speak directly to the caller and say, your meeting is booked. Thank you very much. So in today's video, I'll show you how to build this respond to webhook node, how it works, how I set it up, and I'll tie it back into the overall workflow and the agent itself. Well, we might review the agent as well, the prompt and this kind of thing, because I ran into a small error yesterday. Had no idea what was going on. I got some help from a friend and we figured out it was actually the prompt. So I'll go through that as well. If you're new here, my name is Mike Armstrong. I am the founder of Dynaflow.ai. Our mission is very simple: to help small businesses save time and money by solving one of the biggest everyday problems: missed phone calls and unanswered inquiries. And at Dynaflow, we build voice agents that act like 24-hour receptionists. They can book appointments, answer FAQs, handle reservations, and capture leads, so you never have to lose opportunities when you're busy. All right, cool. Without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, we are back and we are in n8n. I have a new configuration for recording videos now, so let me know what you think of the new configuration and the new video style. Let's quickly look at this voice agent flow and do a quick review of what's going on with this agent that we've built. So in previous episodes, I have called the agent from my phone. I can't do this in this episode because I'm using my phone to record the video. But anyway, if you want to hear the agent in action, check any of my previous videos. I think it's part 1 to 4. But in any case, the voice agent flow will start with a phone call, and we're using Twilio to activate the phone, and then the phone call will activate the Retell AI, because my Twilio phone number is attached to Retell AI, which we've discussed, I think, in part 1 of the series. And then there's a prompt in Retell AI, which we've also discussed in previous episodes. And that prompt basically asks the user, the prompt will give the user 3 availability: date and time availability. And then that user selects one of those date and times. The prompt will also get the user's name, and then through a free calls, that happens through a free calls function. So that's all happening through a function, which is a tool which allows the agent to access external services such as cal.com and the cal.com API. And so when the user, the person phoning in selects a date or time, selects a date and time, then that is actually sent to n8n via the CalBook meeting function, which we also discussed in previous episodes. And all we're sending is the name and the availability. And that's what's called deterministic workflow. So we're giving the user 3 choices, 3 dates to begin with. They select one, and then we send that as a payload through JSON into n8n. So Retell to the cal.com API, back to Retell. Then that information gets sent back to the agent, and then the agent sends that to n8n. Okay, so that's kind of a quick review. Now going into the n8n workflow here. So we've discussed these 3 nodes so far. Today we're going to discuss the respond to webhook node, which is here, and this is some executed information that I've already completed through calling the agent. And so we can see we have all the data here, and if you look at the output section on the right hand side, we have the name. This is my email, and so that will be sent from me essentially. And then if we go to the bottom, you can see the user's name, Mark Jackson, and the phone number from which they've called from as well. Now this respond to webhook node will also this sends information back to cal.com, and then the meeting gets booked through the cal.com API calendar booking technology. And then the meeting looks like this. This is a Google Calendar meeting, and you can see the actual Google Meet has been set up here. So if we click on this, you can see we can actually access the Google Meet click join now, and then you can go into the actual meet. So in this situation, this will be a meeting with me. If you book a meeting through my website or through the agent, and then you can see, okay, this is with Mike Armstrong, and you are Mark Jackson. Here's your number, and this is all in here. So it's really cool how this all gets set up through this workflow and using the cal.com API, Google, and Google Meet. All right, so let's just quickly, I'm going to quickly show you how to build this now. So we want to right click on the canvas and then add node. And then we want to add, sorry, I'm looking up just to look off screen. We want to add respond to web. So this is the node that we're going to add, respond to webhook. And then we can rename this to, well, actually that's fine. Just leave it as respond to webhook because that's exactly what it is. And then this one's going to be quite easy. If you're building with me on this agent, we click JSON, and then we simply want, for this specific agent, we simply want to paste in bracket, quote, meeting underscore status, quote, colon space, quote, book, quote, curly bracket. That's it. Okay. And then you can go back. That webhook is essentially, that respond to webhook is essentially built, and that's this one here that we've tied into it. What else did I want to show you? Now, I did run into an error previously where the agent was, I think, providing n8n with a start time and then an end time that was before the start time, because I was getting an error in the create booking. Let me see if I can show you actually the error here. That would be, I think, yesterday. And then, yeah, so this create booking error came up, and if you click in here, so the cool thing about n8n is you've got the error will be titled and it will tell you what the error is, and you can also use AI. They have an AI tool in n8n which helps you kind of troubleshoot. But anyway, it says user either already has booked at this time or is not available. And then if we go in from if we click on HTTP request, we're troubleshooting now. You can see, actually, this is hard to read, but you can see the end time that was provided to cal.com. It was before the start time. So you have the start time here, and then like usually, you want the end time after the start time, but it was before the start time. So the way I fixed this, the solution to this problem was in the prompt. And if you go down to number 4, you'll see I added some lines in the prompt: collect the user's full name and reason for booking. We looked at the prompt, I think, in part 1 of the series. And then I added always use free times in this format, which is the function, free times function that goes out and gets the start time will always be current time. So that's important. And then the end time will always be next current time. So you add next current time plus 4 days. We're going 4 days ahead in the calendar. Always make sure you pass on next in the end time. And I think that's really important, is you want to have next end time, which is going to be ahead of the start time. And then use free times to retrieve the free time function to retrieve. So this is in the agent basically is adding this information to the LLM, which is going to then go out and access the end time, which is going to be ahead of the start time. So that was the error. Let me know if you have any questions. The error was specifically a problem in node, create booking node. But anyway, we solved that, and you can see that it was a success. So now the agent is providing 3 availability to the user, sending that to n8n, going and accessing the selected availability from cal.com, and then it's responding as a webhook, which is the final node that you need to send that back to the user for confirmation, which looks like this in your Google Calendar. I hope that was relatively clear. Let me know what questions or comments you have in the comment section. Thank you very much. I think in the next episode, I'm going to come back and I'm going to build the whole agent from start to scratch. The whole agent from start to finish from scratch. And that's going to be really interesting because I've never done that before, and it'll be fun because I'm intermediate level. I'm not a developer. And if you're a beginner and you're just learning how to build voice agents, either as an agency owner or as a tech lead, or you're actually an entrepreneur for a business and want to do this yourself, that's awesome. If you do need help with this stuff and you want to build an agent for your business or your agency, simply go to my YouTube, click on Dynaflow.ai, which is my website. And just very quickly, we make products that help with appointment scheduling, service inquiries, FAQ FAQ answering, lead generation. So if you have some SEO leads that you want to follow up on, we can build agents that can call out on those leads. That's a really big one. That's a game changer. And of course, customer support. But I think the main benefit of voice agents, Dynaflow voice agents, is that they save you time and money as a business owner, as an agency owner. Anyway, to book a meeting, just click on book a meeting. And then down here, there's a purple button, schedule your meeting. Click on that, and then you can go into my calendly.com calendar, select a date and click next, then put in your name, your email, just a brief description of what you want to do, and then you and I can meet. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed all of that. I'll be back with another how-to video soon. Peace out. Bye for now.